Most people, in terms of the general public, still have an understanding of HIV from 20 years ago.
They can't wait to get the fuck away from me and run for help or run for cover.
We criminalize HIV.
We are not a threat to you because we are not infectious when we are on successful treatment.
Don't be afraid to touch me, like I'm lovable still.
I'm a survivor of HIV for 27 years.
I tested positive in 1996.
I am living with HIV.
I've been positive probably for about 8 years now.
I've been living with HIV for 26 years.
My partner is HIV positive and I'm HIV negative.
I took the test just a week or so after it became publicly available. The test result told me, essentially, that I had 3 years, that I had 3 years to live.
When I first came out to them, one of the things they said to me was, "You're going to die of AIDS." Which is lovely to hear from your parents. You have to remember that in the 80s and 90s, gay and AIDS were synonymous to the mainstream public.
The lifestyle of some male homosexuals has triggered an epidemic.
You didn't know anyone who was gay and healthy. So this association between the two things was so strong that I don't blame them for having that reaction when I came out to them in 1992.
I basically thought that I would be dead by the time I was 25.
I missed the last 2 weeks of 6th grade because I was kicked out of school after the test came back positive.
I just saw my whole life pass in front of me.
And a whole new class of medications came out. This was in '96, and suddenly everybody got up off their deathbeds. It threw us all into this emotional whiplash. Those people like me had prepared to die. We had lived our life in 3-year increments. And then suddenly somebody says, "Oh, we're just kidding, you're gonna live."
HIV is seen as something that we do to ourselves as opposed to something that happened.
HIV is just a human condition that I happen to live with.
Everyone has things that they bring to the table in a relationship. In ours, Sean happens to be a medical condition, but you know, I have my own things I bring to the table.
I'm not gonna say this is an easy thing because I will be lying. As I always tell everyone, HIV/AIDS is not a death sentence anymore, but it is a life sentence.
I realized that if I shouted it from the rooftops, that gave someone the permission to maybe tell their best friend. It allowed them to say it out loud in the mirror.
I realized, like, hey, if I'm looking for love and I want somebody to accept me for who I am, I have to accept myself.
And I think it's shocking that PrEP is not front page news. There is a pill that prevents HIV virtually 100% of the time if taken correctly. Like, if we had that pill in the 90s, like, people would be selling their children to get that pill.
And by the way, I'm not very expensive. I've never been hospitalized. I don't need all kinds of crazy procedures. All I need is one pill every day and a series of blood tests every 6 months. That's all I need to stay healthy and alive.
Do you want to end HIV right now? Then go get an HIV test. But that is still the greatest tool that we have, is for people to know their status and to continually know it if you're negative, to continually get tested.